Ever wonder who really controls the world? The answer may lie with the Rothschild family. In the heart of Europe, centuries ago, a dynasty was born. The Rothschilds, a family name that echoes through the annals of history, wrapped in whispers of immense wealth and power. From the shadows, they've been said to pull the strings of governments, to sway the tides of war and peace, to shape the very world as we know it. Their story begins in the alleys of Frankfurt, where Meyer Amschel Rothschild laid the foundation of a banking empire that would span continents. Through the ages, the Rothschilds amassed a fortune rivaling the treasuries of nations, their influence seeping into every corner of the globe. But how much of this is fact, and how much is fevered speculation? What power do they truly hold? These are questions that have intrigued minds for generations. The tale of the Rothschilds is a journey through time, power, and secrecy. Our tale begins in the 18th century with Meyer Amschel Rothschild. Born in the Frankfurt ghetto in 1744, Meyer was a man of humble beginnings. Orphaned at a young age, he started as an apprentice at a bank in Hanover, Germany. But Meyer was not just any ordinary lad. He was a man of keen intellect, boundless ambition, and a knack for finance. In time, Meyer established his own banking business in Frankfurt. He played his cards with utmost precision, using his financial acumen to provide loans and handle money for the nobles of his time. It wasn't long before his name became synonymous with wealth and power in the financial world. But Meyer's genius did not stop at his own success. He had 5 sons, a dynasty in the making. He sent them across Europe to the major financial centres of the continent. Nathan Meyer to London, Salomon Meyer to Vienna, Karl Meyer to Naples, Jacob Meyer to Paris, and Amschel Meyer remained in Frankfurt. Each son was tasked with establishing a branch of the family banking business in their respective cities. These 5 branches worked in harmony, creating an international network of financial power and influence. Through their coordinated efforts, the Rothschild family was able to finance kings, fund wars, and influence the economic policies of nations. The family's wealth and influence grew exponentially. Their name became a byword for unparalleled wealth and power. But it was not just their financial prowess that set them apart. The Rothschilds were pioneers in the world of international finance, developing systems and practices that have shaped the industry as we know it today. Their innovative methods of transferring money across borders, their astute understanding of the ebb and flow of economies, and their ability to seize opportunities set them apart from their contemporaries. Thus, the Rothschild Empire, spreading its tendrils across Europe, was born. From the humble streets of the Frankfurt ghetto to the grandeur of European high society, the Rothschilds had etched their name in the annals of history, becoming a symbol of enduring power and influence in our world. As the 19th century dawned, the Rothschilds were already a force to be reckoned with. This isn't just a simple family, oh no, we're talking about a dynasty, an empire that expanded its reach across Europe, establishing roots in the financial hubs of London, Paris, Vienna, Naples, and Frankfurt. The Rothschilds' influence during the 19th century is as impossible to ignore as it is fascinating to explore. Their name is etched in the annals of history, intertwined with the fates of nations and the outcomes of wars. Take, for instance, the Napoleonic Wars. As the powers of Europe clashed on the battlefield, the Rothschilds were playing a different kind of game of numbers, of gold, and of influence. They funded armies, supplied nations, and even allegedly manipulated the stock market based on inside knowledge of the Battle of Waterloo. Their financial dealings were nothing short of legendary. They were the architects of international high finance, their names synonymous with wealth and power. But it wasn't just about the money. The Rothschilds understood that real power lay in connections, in being the unseen hand that pulls the strings. And so they cultivated political connections with a subtlety and finesse that would make a spider envious of their web. Kings, queens, prime ministers, and presidents, they all danced to the Rothschilds' tune. In the shadowy corridors of power, the Rothschilds were the puppet masters, their influence reaching into every corner of the globe. From the dusty plains of Africa to the bustling streets of America, their touch was felt. The 19th century was their playground, and they played the game of power like masters. Their influence was so pervasive, so all-encompassing, that it's hard to find a major event that they didn't have a hand in. The Rothschilds, it seemed, had their hands in every major event, shaping history as they saw fit. Whether that's a testament to their genius or a chilling reminder of their influence, well, that's up to you to decide. Scene script, fast forward to today, and the Rothschilds remain a household name. In the modern era, the Rothschilds are still seen as a symbol of wealth and influence. The family's financial prowess has endured through centuries, and their name is often associated with power and privilege. But the extent of their influence is a topic of much debate. And it's here, in the realm of speculation, that we find a plethora of conspiracy theories. Some claim the Rothschilds control the world's finances, pulling the strings of the global economy from behind the scenes. This theory suggests they manipulate market trends and influence economic policies, all while amassing unimaginable wealth. Others believe the family has a stranglehold over the media, that they shape public opinion through a vast network of news outlets. This theory paints them as puppet masters, controlling the narrative and steering world events to their liking. And then there are those who argue that the Rothschilds have their hands in the workings of governments worldwide. They're said to be the shadowy figures behind the scenes, influencing policy decisions and directing the course of nations. These theories, as intriguing as they may be, are just that, theories. They're often based on hearsay, speculation, or outright misinformation. They're spun from a web of half-truths and conjecture, and they feed into a narrative of fear and mistrust. Yet they persist, and they continue to fuel debates about the true extent of the Rothschilds' power. Is it a case of a wealthy family simply being wealthy, or is there more to it? Do they merely have a hand in global finance, or do they control it entirely? Are they influential figures in the media and government, or are they the puppet masters behind it all? The answers to these questions are elusive, and perhaps that's why these theories continue to captivate the public imagination. They're a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown, the fascination with what lies behind the veil of power and wealth. So, the question remains, just how much power do the Rothschilds truly hold? Now that we've uncovered the Rothschild legacy, it's time to separate fact from fiction. The Rothschilds, a name shrouded in mystery and intrigue, have been the subject of numerous conspiracy theories over the centuries. They range from the plausible to the downright absurd. Let's delve into some of these theories and examine the evidence behind them. One theory posits that the Rothschilds control the world's central banks. While it's true that the family amassed a substantial fortune through banking and finance in the 18th and 19th centuries, the claim that they control all central banks today is largely unfounded. Central banks are typically state-owned institutions, and the Rothschilds do not have a monopoly on these institutions. Another theory is the Rothschilds manipulate global events for their benefit. This theory is often linked to major historical events such as wars and economic crises. While the Rothschilds have undeniably been influential figures, attributing such large-scale manipulation to them is a stretch. It disregards the complexity of global politics and the myriad of factors that contribute to major world events. Perhaps the most outlandish theory is that the Rothschilds are part of a secret global elite controlling the world. Often tied to anti-Semitic tropes, this theory lacks concrete evidence. It's a sensational claim that feeds into our fascination with the unknown, rather than a theory grounded in verifiable fact. The truth is, the Rothschilds are a complex family with a rich and varied history. Their influence and wealth are undeniable, but attributing all world events to their machinations is a distortion of reality. It's essential to question everything, to scrutinize the information we receive, and to seek out our own truths. While the Rothschilds undeniably wielded immense power, the extent of their current influence remains a topic of hot debate. As we continue to explore the nuances of their legacy, remember to approach every theory with a healthy dose of skepticism and curiosity. In the end, the Rothschilds are a testament to the power of family, finance, and influence. From humble beginnings, they rose to power, shaping the course of history with their financial acumen. Their name has become synonymous with wealth and power, a brand that transcends nations and generations. Throughout the centuries, they've wielded influence over kings, queens, and governments, their fingers entwined in the strings of global finance. It's no surprise, then, that they've become the subject of many conspiracy theories. Some say they're puppet masters, manipulating world events from the shadows. Others believe they're simply a family with a knack for business. But what's undeniable is the indelible mark they've left on the world. Their legacy is woven into the fabric of our society, in the institutions they've built, the causes they've championed, and the wealth they've amassed. Whether you believe they control the world or not, one thing is clear: the Rothschilds are a family unlike any other.